Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Let's practice part 3 follow-up questions for December. First topic is photograph and the follow-ups are: how has photography changed in the past few years?
There has been many changes noticed in the photography. If I talk about the past, in the past people used black and white cameras for photography. In fact, at that time they use reel-based cameras, but nowadays they use the advanced cameras and they can take a photograph instant.
Why do people like taking photographs?
In my opinion, people like to take photographs so that they can keep the photographs as a memory. Whenever they want to recall those moments, they can recall it with the help of photographs.
What was the effect of digital photography on the pictures that people take?
There is a positive impact on the pictures which are taken by the people with the help of digital camera, as they get clear picture, as these cameras are of high definition, so they enjoy the quality of picture.
Do you think social media has an effect on photography?
Yes, social media has put a negative impact on the photography these days, because with the help of advanced features, people like to use the different kind of filters for hiding the real identity. Sometimes this may mislead the other people.
Okay, now that anyone can take a high quality photo with their mobile phone, is there a difference between an amateur photographer and professional?
Of course, there is a huge difference between the photograph which is clicked by a novice and an expert photographer, because expert photographer have a deep knowledge of clicking angles and the angle of light, reflection, whereas immature person cannot pay attention to these factors. Owing to this, it puts negative impact on the quality of a picture.
Are professional photography courses still necessary these days?
Yes, many people have a passion of becoming an expert photographer these days. Specifically, youth are influenced by this profession, so professional photography courses are must for the youngsters.
Okay. Next topic is talk about something you think needs to be changed in your hometown. And the follow-ups are: is there a popular place to meet your neighbors or friends in your area, and what is it?
There are various places which people use for meeting their near and dear ones. Specifically, they like to meet in the public paths, as this place is very common among the elderlies. However, other youngsters like to meet in the cafeterias.
Do you think it is important for a community to have such a place, and why?
Of course, it is important for community to have meeting places in life, because this helps them in monotony of meeting the people at the home. By meeting the people at different places, they can enjoy the moment.
Do you think it's good to have a strong connection between neighboring communities?
Yes, this would be beneficial if countries have a good relation with their neighbor countries, because this helps in maintaining the peace in the nation. Along with this, it promotes the trade activities.
What are the disadvantages of a strong community?
There are some disadvantages of the strong community, because in strong community, the sense of universal brotherhood will be at the peak. At that time, the dependency of people will be on others will increase, and due to the mingle culture, they will lose their own identity.
Alright, next topic is neighbor. And the follow-up questions are: do you think people these days know their neighbors?
I think that these days people have become materialistic, so they are not much involved with their neighbors as compared to the past. They have become conservative.
Do you think in urban areas people usually don't know their neighbors, or this is the same scene in rural areas?
Well, I do not agree with the later notion, because in rural areas people live in a friendly environment, so they know the next door family very well. But in urban area, they usually avoid to interact with the people on the daily basis who live in their neighborhood because of their hectic schedule.
What does national identity mean to you?
National identity is an identity that a citizen enjoy, because due to the specific identity, they will enjoy the multiple benefits as like fundamental duties, fundamental rights, and the other rights which are given to them by the government of a nation.
Is wearing some specific clothes or eating some types of food related to national identity?
Of course, every nation has its own clothes and food, due to which they are gaining popularity among the people. If I talk about the India is famous for its silk sari, which is mainly which is mainly imported to the other nations by the Tamil state. However, there are many Indian foods such as carrot pudding, which is locally known as gajrela. It is famous among the Punjabis.
Why do you think some people cannot benefit from belonging to a nation?
In my opinion, some people who are not much educated, they are unaware with their rights, so they do not have much knowledge what are the benefits are meant for them in the nation, so they are deprived of those benefits. Therefore, they like to migrate to other nations for getting those benefits.
Okay, next topic is describe a time when you use your mobile phone for something important. And the follow-ups are, who spends more time on phone, older or younger people?
In my opinion, youngsters spend more time on the social media.
Right.
For this, they use mobile phone, as they think that by connecting the people through the social media is the easiest way of interaction rather than interacting with the people in person. Apart from this, they are deeply influenced by the social media influencer. Therefore, they like to use the social media applications for their entertainment purpose in the leisure time.
What do younger people use their phones for?
As I said in my previous response, they use the mobile phones for the social media applications, not only for interacting, as they use it for other purposes as well as. Apart from this, they use it for sending emails to their immediate supervisors, or they like to submit their academic tasks to the trainers with the help of mobile phones.
What do older people use their phones for?
I personally believe that older people like to use mobile phone basically for their daily activities, like ordering grocery to the market. Apart from this, they like to book medical appointments with the help of their mobile phone, or sometimes they like to use it for calling their relatives.
Okay. Do you think people are using their phones more as compared to past?
Of course, in the past, people were deprived of the telephone. At that time, they went to the STDO or PCO for conveying messages to their dear and near ones. But nowadays, they have an easy access to the mobile phones, so they use it for more interacting with the people.
In the future, will people be using their phones more or less, and why?
In future, people will use their mobile phone more for doing various kind of activities, as they have already adopted the concept of telecommuting. For this, they are already using their mobile phone. In future, I can say their reliability on mobile phone will increase definitely.
Alright, next topic is talk about a book. And the follow-ups are, do people in your country prefer books written by local authors? If yes, why? If no, why not?
Yes, people of my hometown like to read the books which are written by the local author, because they think that local writers use the local language, so they can easily understand the concept of that book.
How can a book affect people's thoughts?
As in the books, most of the content is written and some images are used for supporting the content, so people are deeply influenced by the content which is written in the books as compared to the content which they receive in the oral form.
Can a novel written by a country be useful to people living in another country?
Yes, there is no thumb rule that the novel of a particular country cannot affect the other people. Yes, sometimes the people are influenced by the novels which are written by the foreign author. If I take the example of Indian author, there is a book Wings of Fire which was written by Honorable Prime Minister of India named as Jawaharlal Nehru, has put a deep influence on the people of the other countries.
And how it was useful for them?
They have taken many inspirations from that book. Along with this, with the help of the examples which were written by him in the book, they inspired the huge population of a nation.
Okay, why do some books become popular worldwide?
Some books are gaining popularity at the international level due to their content, due to their volume, and the trend is that some books on the basis of the books, some movies have already been telecasted by the famous producers. Owing to this, people curiosity regarding reading that book has burned up recently.
Okay, next topic is describe an object you think is beautiful, and the follow-ups are, what happens in human brain when we see a beautiful object?
When a person see a object which is eye-catching in nature, they are mesmerized by the beauty of the product, as well as the positive thoughts come to their mind.
Why do people seek external validation more nowadays?
People think that first impression is the last impression, therefore they consider the outer beauty more than the inner beauty. Although some people disagree with the view that book cannot be judged by its cover, but the bitter truth is that they consider the outer beauty more than the inner beauty.
The next topic is, talk about a city town you would recommend someone. So the follow-ups are, is there a difference between old and young people's lifestyle?
Yes, there is a huge difference between the lifestyle of the people of old civilization and the modern culture, because in the past people did not have much access to the technology, so they did the things manually and they live a simple life with high thinking. But nowadays people have become materialistic and their dependency on the materials have increased as compared to the past.
Why do older people prefer to live in quiet places?
As older people are not in the state of bearing the noise due to the stress which they have bear in the young age of their life, therefore in the later stage of their life they prefer to live in the place where they get some peace and calm.
Okay. Why do younger people prefer big cities to countryside?
Younger people prefer big cities because in the big cities they can get the multiple benefits like employment opportunities, and they consider the metro cities are the best place to live because it provides all the facilities which help in their smooth survival.
Okay, next topic is about gifts. In your country, when do people give gifts?
In my nation, people usually like to exchange gifts with their near and dear ones on different occasions such as Diwali, wedding anniversary and birthdays.
Is it difficult to choose gifts for others?
Yes, it is not a piece of cake for everyone to choose the gift for a person, because it depends upon the age bar, gender and the choice of the person. Along with this, the need of the gift requires a lot.
Why some people prefer handmade gifts?
People think that with the handmade gifts they can impress the person, because the receiver can realize the significance of the gift and the efforts of the person which a person do for him.
The next topic is concentration. And the follow-ups are, why is concentration required?
Concentration is required for focusing on a thing, because without paying attention to a particular task, person cannot achieve the success.
Do children need to concentrate?
Yes, children needs concentration more in their life, because they are learner, as they are easily distracted by the external and the internal forces. For them, keep focus on a particular thing is must.
Which professions require more concentration than others?
I consider two professions important for requiring the concentration. One is the writer, because writer has to write different articles and he can do this task while sitting at a calm and a peaceful place where he can easily focus on the thing. Apart from this, the mind reader, which is legally known as psychiatrist, for reading the mind of a person, he also requires a lot of concentration.
Why you think so?
Because reading mind of someone and writing a content for a thing is not a piece of cake for everyone, as it requires a lot of mental efforts and mental peace. It can be done in the place where which is totally noise free.
Why do people struggle with concentration these days?
In this neck-to-neck competitive era, people have become prey of stress, anxiety and depression. Therefore, they are not as mentally fit as compared to the past, so they face lot of difficulties while focusing on a particular thing.
All right, this is the end of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.